Hello, everyone. This is Gruesome Herzog. My very special guest tonight is actor Jordan Lawson. You might know him from a brief stint in the up-and-coming release on October 4th, Silent Night, Zombie Night. Jordan, how the hell are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. How are you?
Hey, great. Thanks for coming on.
No worries.
You have quite a few films that I've seen. We discussed it off the air. As you know, I mentioned it already. Do you got any good stories about Silent Night, Zombie Night?
I think that film is, for those that haven't seen it yet, it's not your typical zombie film. It's definitely a little different than, I'd say, Zombieland. You could probably compare it with Zombieland. But I think it tops Zombieland, and I think Sean Kane, the director, had some really good ideas for that film, and it really came together nicely. I saw there was a rough cut of it, and of course it changed a lot before the final cut was made and it was shown to an audience at a screener. But yeah, it was a great film, and I look forward to seeing it again.
Well, I say it and I say it all the time. I'm a big zombie fan, but what makes it so different and by itself is a zombie film during Christmas.
And what better gift than Christmas, man? Make a great stocking stuffer. So
that's exactly what the idea is. They're going to do a second push during Christmas to release this movie again. That's going to be quite exciting. But
yeah,
and
it's not something I would probably wrap up and give to my grandmother. But I mean,
well,
it's sort of pushed for I guess the younger crowd. But I mean, I don't know. I guess you could say it's for all ages.
I think it is. Wow.
I don't know. I mean, there's some pretty demented people out there, man, that would really like to get their hands on it. So,
well, I can't wait till next Tuesday. I interviewed Sean Kane a while ago, and then we just redid.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So.
We redid it again for the push. For the release of the film, and I'm just so excited. I can't wait for the public to get their eyes on this, because if anybody who hates it, they're idiots, because I can't see anybody. I mean, think about it.
Yeah, it's not your typical zombie film. I can't really think of any other film that's like that, a zombie film at Christmas time, number one, and they had a great cast. I mean,
yep.
Timothy Muscatel, I think Sean made a little cameo in there as well.
Damiano Arcangeli had a small role in there.
Yeah.
Felicia Rose, a lot of great
Luke Temple from Devil's Rejects was in there as well for a little bit.
Yep.
It came together, and I think they really couldn't have found anyone better in regards to the different characters that they had in the film, and it flowed nicely. It wasn't just a bunch of zombies walking around. It actually had a real storyline, and it and of course there's the love interest, and I don't want to give it away. But,
right.
Yeah.
Right,
it's good stuff, man.
You had, you mentioned Timothy Muscatel. You also have Ricardo Gray, who played the handicapped
Ricardo
boy
Gray,
in Easter Bunny Kill. Luke Y. Thompson, Vernon Wells, Nadine Stanovich, Andy Hopper, and Jack Forcentio, or Jack Forcentio. I can't say his last name. That's crazy. I'll cut that part out. I'll just say Jack, who played Frank Talbot. There you go. Now, you played Speeder number 1.
It was basically like an extra, I guess. I mean, the film started out where the girl was, crying because of her past relationship or whatnot, and then I just kind of come out of nowhere and grab her friend and just sort of
munching away.
Go, start munching away, man, going at her throat. So. What better way to start out a zombie film? I mean,
it's just
it didn't get any better than that. So
it's a fun film, and we'll move on. But I've been talking that thing up for 8 months, and I can't wait for it.
It'll be talked about a lot more after the 4th, I'm sure. So,
well, the next film was sent to me. The director, Mr. Aramis, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
And The Gruesome Death of Tommy Pistol. You played Shades / a member.
Mm-hmm.
Got any good stuff about that movie?
I have not seen the film yet, not just yet. I know it was in post-production for a while. I think Aramis had specific, I think he's sort of a perfectionist when it comes to the films that he directs, and I think he had some ideas that he really wanted to, make known. So I think that it took a little more time than what some people might have thought of, but I think it'll be a good film. I think that some really good people were involved in that, and I was happy to be a part of that. It was fun. I was on set for maybe a day or two, and there's a few scenes in there where you might catch me, but
well,
it was good, man. Yeah, good people, man. Good people.
Now, can you name the douchebag that played the voice of Diego the Spirit Dog?
That guy? Didn't we just mention that guy a few minutes ago?
Yes, we did.
And now you want to keep talking about that guy, man?
Well, I just had to say it. You mentioned about the cast, but Tommy Pistol, it's just there's a lot of scenes here.
He's the same guy. I know I told you this
Yeah.
before we started the interview. I have to say it again. He's the same guy. I don't know how many people, including myself, think that they're two totally different people. Aramis is Tommy. Tommy is Aramis. That's how that works. When I was at the Fangoria convention, and even at the Weekend of Horrors down at LAX, I thought that he was a completely different person. I didn't know Aramis was Tommy, and Aramis was standing right there with Sean and I. We're going, we're talking about gruesome death of Tommy Pistol, and I said, where's Tommy? And Aramis just looked at Sean and was just like, ugh. It's like, that face, man, you could tell he gets it all the time, and I felt like an idiot. I was like, sorry, man, I had no idea. But,
Hey, whatever. Shit happens. Well, there's a film here that I have not seen. Killer Priest in 2011.
Killer Priest. That one, I have not seen as well. I think, especially in the horror world, there's so many films that they get out and people see them, but it takes a long time, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said about gruesome death, I mean, there's certain things that these guys want and don't want, and I guess they're taking their time with it. It has to be what they image to begin with. So
yeah, well, again, a lot of films also takes a while to get a deal. I mean, look at Silent Night.
That's another thing too. I mean, distribution, that's key, obviously. So
right.
And being on the really low budget, that can be hard. That can be hard to get to that point. But I mean, yeah, that's obviously the ultimate goal for a film once it's wrapped.
Well, I'm a diehard horror fan, as everyone knows, but I also like a good sci-fi adventure film. And my eyes are peeled to this one. Wasteland in 2011, directed by Kantz.
Wasteland.
Yeah.
Yeah, notorious Kantz. Yeah. That film, I don't want to say too much about that film. It's one of those films that that you could spoil for those who haven't seen it yet. But I mean, my characters, actually played two guys in that film. The first guy, Clegg, he's sort of this cannibalistic scavenger type of guy, real grungy, tattered. It seems like he hasn't had a shower in a year. And there's really no mystery to this guy. He's not there 1 minute and then he pops out with his knife and his hatchet or whatever and he goes for your throat. There's really, there's really not a whole lot of mystery to that guy. It's all or nothing with him. And then the other guy is Bygones, this English, Cockney type character. He's sort of similar to the Clegg character, but maybe a little more charm with Bygones. Clegg doesn't really ask you any questions. Bygones will at least talk to you first before he, starts chewing at your leg.
Right. Interesting.
Unfortunately, in the film, this beautiful girl, unfortunately for her, it doesn't work out too well for her. She's one of the few people in the film that actually buy into his bullcrap, and he seduces her, and he has his way with her, and he enjoys himself. and afterwards, he makes a meal out of her. I mean,
damn.
So that's Wasteland. I mean, it's a guy, Ko, played by Jared Sato. He's going from point A to point B, and he's constantly being confronted by all these nasty characters. But luckily for him, I think he's a little smarter than most of them out there in the desert. So he has a few things up his sleeve that sort of help him along the way.
Well,
so,
the release date is, if it's correct, is it October 11th?
October 11th it is.
See, another film that's on my list. Can't wait. I gotta see this one.
I'm sure it's. I saw sort of like Silent Night. I saw a rough cut of it, and this was actually shot a while ago. But when I saw it, it's probably a completely different film now. I mean, I know that they were constantly, editing and doing their thing. So I'm curious to see how it'll look now. So.
Well, there's one I gotta mention. You played a character of Ray. Someone's knocking at the door in 2009.
You know what, man? To me, it doesn't really matter what kind of a character you're playing. You could play this really nice guy, or you could play the exact opposite, a guy who's, naked in his room, shooting up, gets a knock on the door, and then ends up being sodomized. I mean, it's, that movie was very well shot. It was very well shot, and I was happy to be a part of it, and I think everyone on set sort of knew, what it was and what it was going to be once, the final cut was made and it was put in front of an audience. But there were some great actors in that. Noah Segan works constantly. Again, Lou Temple from, various films. Joe Pilato from Day of the Dead. I was watching Day of the Dead when I was 10, man, so I was happy to hear that he was involved in that. And I think the director, every angle of the imagination in regards to what the director had in mind for the film was explored. It was greatly explored. And I think that's the great thing about Hollywood, man, is that there's no age limit, there's no time limit, and there really are no rules. I mean, anything goes, and you put all these people together in one city, and if you're lucky enough to be a working actor and be on set with some talented people like that, all these ideas sort of, come together in sort of someone's knocking at the doorway, and then that's the end result. So I really enjoyed that movie.
Well,
that was one of my favorite movies to actually be in.
Yeah.
It was great.
I enjoyed David Z. Stamp in there. He played Fuller.
Yeah, he's a pretty funny guy.
And he was fantastic in Easter Monday Kill. The role he played was really creepy. But
I loved his scene with Lou Temple in the in the morgue.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite scenes in the whole film, actually. He's like, "What is this, man? What is it? How did this happen? Was it an arm?" And then Lou's like, "No, it was semen. Semen." That's all I'm going to say about that.
Good film. Ezra Buzzington and Alina Madison. Two of the creepiest freaking people in that movie. I mean, they both did a great job in that movie.
Yeah. He definitely had his way with me.
Oh yeah.
And that's actually how Ezra and I met. I mean, what a way to meet. It was very I don't know. It's interesting. we had fun with that. I mean, it was very intimate. Very intimate.
Yes. And people who watch that movie, they really have to have an open mind and understand what they're seeing. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
That's
a good one, man.
I liked it a lot. Now, is there anything else you want?
I think Chad was really on point with that.
The ending was quite strange, I thought.
Who?
The ending was quite strange in that film, though.
You think so? Well, I think everyone was quite strange in that film.
Well, true.
It's not really, your typical, medical school, but I mean, if that's what happens in medical school, I'm going, man. I'm just gonna move and I don't know. I'll just enroll in medical school, I guess.
Oh boy, wow. Is there anything else you want to? There's a bunch of up and coming stuff that's post production. I mean, obviously you can't talk about them. But is there anything else that you can talk about?
Well, I think, like I said before, if you're lucky enough to be involved with some people who, for one, know what they're doing and have good ideas, and you're working as an actor, be appreciative of a little more appreciative and humble about the work that you're getting. I mean, if you're a working actor, then just try not to get involved with all the drama that comes with it. I know it's easier said than done sometimes, but try your best to not get involved in that, and just sort of do what you have to do for you. And I think, me personally, I think a lot of actors are frustrated because they have a hard time letting things go. Like, for example, when you're auditioning for a role, or when you're performing in a film, once it's done, once it's wrapped, you just kind of have to put it away. And I, for one, had a problem with that in the beginning, but I think that's why a lot of actors are so frustrated, because it is frustrating being an actor. It's physically hard, and it's emotionally hard. And I think it's emotionally hard because of that reason, because it's, actors are just, we're different, man. I can't really expect someone who's not an actor to really understand, but we're a different breed. I mean, we're here to, make people laugh and entertain people, and I think that the horror genre is definitely a perfect, foundation for being able to really express, what's going on, and with yourself, and really sort of, vent. And it's working as an actor. It's kind of like a way to stay sane, honestly.
Right.
It's therapy. It's good therapy, and I think horror is definitely a good medium when it comes to being able to really express yourself and really have fun while you're doing it. I mean, I think the best job that you could possibly have would be a job to where it doesn't feel like work. And to me, it doesn't feel like work. I enjoy every minute of it. So.
Well, you were in, for a young career, if you can say young, 12 years, but at least you had a chance to work with amazing people, and, there's films that we talked about. I've seen them all except for Killer Priest and Wasteland, but, you're on the right track. And the reason why I say that is you have an agent, I guess you'd call him an agent. I could be wrong, a publicist, Matt Chasen, who I've talked to for about a year now. You're a new client of his. I think that's going to be a big help.
I like
for you.
Yeah, I like the fact that Matt approached me, because we sort of already knew all the same people. So it was good to know that, because it was sort of reassuring, because it's not like, when you walk into an office and you have no idea what to expect. With him, it just, it sort of felt like home. And, it was very, very comfortable, and everyone that he knows, and has worked with are all great people, and, we're all sort of going for the same thing, and it's good that he, it's good that he knew some of the people that I had worked with previously.
Right.
So.
Yep. He's a good dude. I like Matt. Matt's been sending me some work. I'm just glad that when he let me know that you're his new client, I said, "Good for Jordan. He's going down the right path."
I'm sure there'll be some good things that will come from that, and
definitely.
And I look forward to to making other films, and I think I've I've made a few friends along the way, so
Yep.
some good people. I mean, I unfortunately, it's, not many people can say that. There's a lot of people that you work with, and you may or may not work with again, but you just don't really, maybe you just don't really click with, or you don't really connect with, because everyone, in LA is just so career oriented, and, I guess you have to be that way, but it's good to be able to connect on another level with, another actor or director or producer or something like that, because it really brings your best work out when you can have that sort of relationship with them,
right.
Outside of, what you're working on. Right. So that I think that can only help, in the long run.
Are you going to Shriek Fest?
I don't know. I'd like to, what's that, Vegas?
No, California.
California? When is it?
That's Thursday night.
Thursday. I'll try, man. I hope so. I try to go to as many of those as possible.
Well, Denise Gossett started that. I'll be. It's 8:00 on. It's right around. I'll be around 8:00. I'll be making a phone call. I'll be doing a couple live interviews on Shriek Fest on Thursday night. Donna Lee Heising should be calling me, and I'll be doing maybe 4 interviews live from a podcast there. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Nice, man.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm hoping it works out, as far as a cell phone.
I'm sure it will.
As far as a cell phone wise. But, pop one down there. I'm sure Matt's going to be down there. I'm sure of it. I know a lot of your companions will be down there, too.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that we all know down there, for sure.
Yep.
Halloween's coming up, man.
Yeah.
Have you thought about who you're going to go as?
Oh, yeah, Gruesome Herzog, man, a zombie.
You're going to go as yourself? I thought about going as Joe DiMaggio, but I kind of need the Monroe to go with it. I can't just show up as Joe DiMaggio. That'd be pretty lame.
Well,
nobody would know who I was. That's the whole point. I need the Marilyn.
I know who you could. I know who you could go as.
Who's that?
Sean Kane.
Oh man, no, I need the Maryland. I would take the drive up to St. Helena, but she doesn't live there anymore. So she moved to where, I don't know, but it's somewhere I don't go.
Hey Sean, if you listen to this interview, oh well, have a laugh. I owe him. Anyways, Jordan.
I'm sure he'll hear it. He will hear it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But he's a good dude. But anyways, Jordan, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate you taking time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem, and keep in touch. It's going to be fun.
I will do, man. I will do.
Everybody, take care of yourself.
We'll have some more of these, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
You too, man.
Just wait down the road, man. Just wait. I'll get you again. You take care.
Pleasure.
See you, buddy.
Gruesome Herzog, the voice of horror.